paid after the conflict with the repeal of the act in 1946. This saw numbers rise to almost 20,000 new arrivals into the United States every year. Since that time, Filipinos have contributed massively to American society at all levels, and yet they still remain one of its least visible ethnic minorities. All aspects of their culture, including Filipino cuisine, have only recently begun to emerge from under the shadows of other Asian American communities. I decided that I wanted to spend time in the kitchen of a Filipino restaurant and accepted an invitation from my friend Aldous Leongson, who is the head chef of Salo Salo Grill in West Covina. I first met AJ, as he prefers to be known, during a now infamous family meal where I lost the fierce Battle of Crispy Pata with my wife's 84-year-old Auntie Minda. She emerged with the pork, and I was left with nothing but a wound on my left hand to show where she had stabbed me with a steak knife. We had ordered a great deal of food that day, even by the standards of my family, and AJ had come out of the kitchen to see which table was putting such a strain on his line cooks during the hectic lunchtime service. As he introduced himself, he nodded approvingly at the assortment of empty plates that had accumulated on our table. Having just admitted defeat in the war for pork, I excused myself and stepped outside the restaurant to spend some time chatting with him as he took the opportunity to break for a cigarette. AJ was born in Quezon City and moved to the United States in 1987 at the age of 6. He attended culinary school on the West Coast and then headed east to develop his skills, spending 6 or 7 years working in top-level kitchens in New York City before being asked by his father, Reggie, to move back to West Covina and take over as head chef at the restaurant he had opened in 2001. It was a tough time, he explained. Both he and his partner, Liz, found the move from East to West Coast a huge lifestyle change. I could identify with that, as at the time I was struggling with my own move from London to Los Angeles. AJ wrestled in particular with his work because he had gone from the blisteringly creative cooking environment of one of the world's greatest eating cities to one where the cooking was rooted in tradition to the point where it could easily be accused of being old-fashioned. "I am trying to change the menu a little to lighten up some of the heavier dishes so we can attract new customers," he told me between drags on his cigarette. "But it's a very slow process. My father is final say, and we don't want to scare off our loyal customers by altering the food too much." He pointed back into the restaurant filled almost entirely with older Filipino Americans to make his point. It was a conversation I'd had with many people before and since meeting with AJ. It's part of the balance chefs of all ethnic cuisines have to achieve in America as they try to respect the traditions of their culture while attempting to introduce their food to as wide an audience as possible. If you change the food too much, the old guard will soon let you know that what you're doing is not authentic. Leave it just as it is, and you risk consigning a wonderful but possibly challenging cuisine to a culinary ghetto where its audience will decline over time. AJ told me that much as he respected his father and the regulars who had kept his restaurant going for over a decade,